Anya Forger might be Spy Family's cute, lovable telepath who captured all of our hearts in season 1 of the Spy Family anime, but with season 2 currently airing, I thought it'd be time to take a deeper dive into Anya's character and look over information about Anya Forger that will make you appreciate the character that much more in today's newest Spy Family video, where we look at 15 things about Anya Forger that you likely don't know unless you're the most hardcore of hardcore Spy Family fans. Number 1, did you know that Anya's cute speech patterns that you see in the anime are actually something done intentionally by the mangaka of Spy Family? If you pay close attention to the series, you probably noticed that she has a tendency to mispronounce words. But did you know that this was all done on purpose and not just for the humor for a childish character? In Japanese, you have 3 basic lettering systems: kanji, katakana, hiragana. When Anya speaks, she frequently messes up words by using hiragana instead of using kanji, which is why there are times you see Loid raise an eyebrow too when she's speaking. That's why in the anime, when she brings up Yor and Loid, you'll see her say chi-chi or haha, even when she's speaking directly to them. And the reason that Loid looks at her so funny every now and then is that that is the incorrect term that she's using. Hiragana, kanji, and katakana each have different functions in Japanese. Hence, there are 3 different alphabets. Hiragana is used for standard and native Japanese function words. Katakana is used for borrowed words from other languages, and kanji are Chinese origin characters that have been added to the Japanese language and simplified. Number 2, did you know that Anya was originally planned to be older and taller than she is currently? It might be kind of hard to imagine that Anya was going to be anything other than the pint-sized telepath that we all love, but it's actually true. Anya was almost older and a lot taller by the events of chapter 1. In volume 1 of the Spy Family manga, we actually see some of the designs that Anya almost got, where she's almost as tall as Frankie and Yor, and all that baby fat on her face is gone off of her cheeks, and Anya has a more serious expression on her face than what we normally see with how she's drawn. There isn't a lot of context given for why she looks so serious in the sketches that we see in the manga, but one would have to think that Anya has this serious look on her face because of how long she would have been in the system waiting to be adopted as a child and the negative impact that it had on her. I say that because statistically speaking, children are more likely to be adopted when they're not in their teen years, with quite a few studies saying that when a kid hits 6 or 7 years old, their chances of finding a forever home begin to drop, and when they hit teenage years, the chances of being adopted statistically bottom out. Thankfully, the mangaka lowered Anya's age, but it's interesting to wonder what might have actually been if things went a different direction. Now, at number 3, did you know that one of the original plans for Anya wasn't even to make her an orphan? Well, had things actually gone a different way, Anya wouldn't have been an orphan, but instead, she would have been the niece of Loid's trusted assistant, Frankie. The plotline obviously was dropped when the manga went into production because we got the storyline where Loid has to go to the orphanage to look for a child to adopt in order to enroll it at Eden Academy. But had the story gone the way originally planned, we would have seen Frankie offer up his niece Anya to Loid to enroll at the academy for the sake of Operation Strix. This should make you look at all those cute moments where Frankie's looking over at Anya a lot differently now because he was originally planned to be Anya's uncle, which in a way he kinda is, but this would have been more so in an official capacity instead of Frankie being the cool play uncle. Number 4, speaking of the original plans of Anya, did you know that Anya's original design, both the original design where she looks older as well as the younger design that we have currently, are actually patterned after the Spy Family's mangaka Tatsuya Endo's older one-shot manga Rengoku no Ash, where one of the characters, Ash, looks a lot similar to Anya. Obviously, mangaka, they all have their different art styles, so there tends to be overlap with character designs and features as they get more works under their belt, but with this character and Anya, when you look at the 2 designs side by side, it quickly becomes clear that there was something about this character design in particular that Endo wanted to make sure crossed over into the world of Spy Family, and I don't blame him because it's an absolutely amazing design. Number 5, did you know that while Anya might be famous for her love for peanuts, they actually aren't her only favorite food? It's hard to imagine because as we saw in season 1, Anya is definitely fascinated with peanuts to a point where it's been used for humor at times, but her favorite foods also include cake, as we were told in chapter 14 of the manga, and hamburg steak, as we were told in chapter 42 of the manga, but she absolutely detests anything that has to do with carrots, which at times drives Loid crazy because of how picky of an eater Anya is. Now, at number 6, did you know that while Anya might be absolutely terrible at a lot of subjects at school, to a point that Loid and Yor even had Yuri assist in tutoring her, and Loid wants once tried to sneak into Eden Academy to change her grades. The truth is that there's actually one subject where she absolutely excelled at it, which is she did well in her classic language test in the manga, which in the real world basically would have been her learning a Latin language, and she shows a surprising talent for it. While she didn't necessarily excel at the subjects that Loid would have wanted her to do, she at least shows some promise in this area. Number 7, going back to Anya's tendency to use the wrong lettering systems when she's speaking. Did you know that the Spy Family mangaka for a time would use Romaji when it comes to Anya's name, writing her name as Anya and spelling it as A-N-I-A? And in some of the backgrounds in the first 2 chapters, her name would have those letterings in Japanese, and in the anime for a few episodes, the sign on her bedroom door carried that little Easter egg as well. Number 8, did you know that Anya, being the adopted daughter of a spy, actually has a ton of symbolism to it that you might have actually missed? Her father is Agent Twilight, the renowned international spy. Her favorite television show is a TV show called Spy Wars, and the protagonist is called Bondman, which she named her dog after that protagonist, calling her dog Bond. But taking it a step further, did you know the reason for all of this is because her code name as a test subject when she was being experimented on was test subject 007, named after James Bond, who was codenamed Agent 007. It's kind of amazing how you can connect all those dots to Anya's original code name and how it all fits into the story of Spy Family and the bits of spy culture that we've been introduced to. Number 9, did you know that Anya's name actually has a Slavic diminutive name of the name Anna, which actually means grace? It's ironic when you look at the meaning behind her name, because Anya has had more than one moment of ungracefulness where she's been shown being a little bit clumsy, which is to be expected given her age, but with the hidden meaning behind her name, it actually makes a ton of sense. Number 10, did you know that Anya is the first person in her class to earn both the shameful Tantris boat for inelegant behavior, which can be for anything from violating codes of conduct to failing to keep up with studies, but she's also the first person in her class to earn a stellar star as well. Most interesting is that one of the boats that she does earn isn't because she herself did anything wrong. She actually earned one by giving Damon Desmond her handkerchief because she read his mind and realized he didn't have one when they were being inspected by staff, and so she thought that she had an extra, which she actually didn't, and because she gave Damon her handkerchief, it results in her getting a second Tantris boat in the manga. Number 11, did you know that while Spy Family might be a fictional world, Anya's chair that we see on the cover of the second manga volume is actually a marshmallow sofa that was designed by Irving Harper of George Nelson Associates. It's actually kind of fitting when you look at the taste of Loid Forger, Anya's father, where we see him with a bit of a classy design with a hint of modernness sprinkled in when it comes to his taste, and it's for that reason it makes sense that his daughter Anya will be featured on the cover with something of that nature in the background with her. The marshmallow sofas actually date back to the 1950s and is considered by many to be the most iconic of modernist sofas, and the original sofas that were produced in the 1950s can go for as high as $15,000. So to say that Loid has expensive taste for the furniture that Anya gets to enjoy at his home is a bit of an understatement. Number 12, did you know that Anya, while she might be gifted with psychic abilities, she actually has quite a few weaknesses that come with her using her power. The first is that when there's a new moon, when that happens each month, Anya is unable to use her powers to read minds. The other weakness is that when she's in a large crowd, it's hard for her to focus on reading minds because she oftentimes is bombarded with the thoughts of countless people, which can overwhelm her if she reads too many minds at once. The next weakness comes when she reads the mind of someone like Loid, who constantly has complex thoughts in a rapid fire manner that can overload her ability to process information. Number 13, did you know that Anya is actually officially listed as 99.5 centimeters in the manga, which would mean that she would actually be 3'3"? Depending on her age, she could either be tall or short for her age, since her actual age is unknown, even though the paperwork that Loid Forger managed to have forged for her says that she's 6 years old. We don't know that for certain. Number 14, did you know that Anya currently has 2 stellar stars, putting her that much closer towards achieving the goal that Loid set out for, which is earning 8 stellar stars to become an Imperial Scholar. Obviously, she got her first stellar star when she saved a child from drowning in season 1, and she actually gets her second stellar star alongside Becky, Damon, and Bill when she acts in a selfless manner during the bus hijacking incident, which I won't go into details about just to avoid major spoilers for anime-only viewers. Number 15, did you know that according to the Spy Family manga, Anya doesn't just have one favorite thing, she has several favorite things. In volume 2 of Spy Family, we learned that Anya's favorite things include her parents Loid and Yor, her best friend Becky, her uniform, all penguins, bombs, pistols, castles, cartoons, spy cartoons in particular, and most importantly, peanuts. That's gonna be it for 15 things you didn't know about Anya Forger. Let me know how many of these you knew already and keep notifications turned on, because up next I'll be doing a similar video for Yor Forger. However, in the meantime, you can check out these other Spy Family videos you see on the screen right now.